Well, guys, it's been about a year and a half.
Close to a year and a half.
And been a crazy year and a half for sure. A lot more has happened than we imagined.
Yep.
Which has been good in every way. So when we first were coming down from Alaska, we just really felt like the Lord was just inviting us to do something, go on a journey, really is what this has been, and we didn't know really what that would look like. But we have a much clearer perspective of what that was meant for now. And we had a fairly busy previous several years and needed some time to reconnect as a family. And so we did just that, and we bought our RV and traveled around a bit and learned what it's like to live in 250, 300 square feet with 6 people. And like we said before, it brings out the worst or the best in you. So we learned to pursue being the best versions of ourselves we could.
Yeah.
And it's been quite the journey.
Yeah, it's been a really good experience, and because of pretty much the whole nation being locked down, we didn't get to travel to so many of the places we wanted to. But it's okay, because we held with open hands that traveling around the U.S. and seeing all the things, we held that with an open hand to the Lord. And said, even when we were in Alaska, we'd tell people, well, we know God's inviting us to this time together as a family, and we know that we're going to live in an RV, and we're going to start in Washington, and we hope that we get to travel around. And of course, as soon as we got here, everything shut down.
Literally, like a week after, it was crazy.
Yeah,
It was
everything
crazy.
shut down.
Which ended up being good.
Yeah, in hindsight, it was like, but even right away, I was like, oh, God wants us to sit still. It's very important for us to be still, essentially to be stuck, because we needed to, like Josh said, we needed to reconnect as a family.
Yeah.
I think if we had been going around doing a lot, we may have missed a lot of that opportunity.
Yeah, we definitely would have.
We would have
Definitely
been distracted.
Yeah.
We would have probably still grown quite a bit, because, like Josh said, it brings out the worst and the best in you, so we probably still would have grown, but I think God just wanted us still.
Yeah.
We did get to do some pretty cool trips.
Yeah.
Just not nearly what we had wanted.
No, but that's okay.
Yeah, it is. It's okay. It's good.
It's less than we wanted travel-wise, but way more than we imagined relationally.
Right, definitely.
And a lot of people assume this has been like a vacation, which I guess, when you look at where we're out here on Deer Lake and have been here for a while. We've had the privilege of jet skiing a lot and being out at the lake anytime we wanted to, and having 50 acres and just beautiful area to just kind of roam free. And it's been really neat, but it's also been the hardest for kind of going to war with yourself and a lot of the things that needed to be purged from our life. And our marriage has grown tremendously. Our interaction with our kids has changed a lot, and we feel much more as a unit than we ever have, I think. I started when I came down. I started going through this journey with what's now become a friend, and he founded this organization, this ministry for renewal and restoration. So I started this journey not having any idea what it would lead into, and that was really the launching point for some really deep, I would say, like the most foundational change I've ever experienced, I think, in terms of just understanding my past, understanding my present, understanding my relationship with Christ, my marriage, why I function the way I do, all that stuff. It's been hands down the best, most intense discipleship and training I've ever experienced. So that actually led to me really having a desire to gift and give this away to other people. And so Audra and I are going through it together.
Yep.
And
For myself.
yeah, and it's been pretty pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's really impactful. I think the reason why it's so effective is that you are bringing the person to Jesus,
Yeah.
and He's the counselor,
Yep.
and He's the best counselor, and He knows what's in our heart, and
Yeah.
so He is able to dig into those dark, scary places
Yeah.
and do the hard work that's needed.
Yep. So through that journey, we have an opportunity to go back up to Alaska and work out of a nonprofit that I helped getting kicked out off the ground
Yep.
a couple years ago, Band of Brothers, and I realized like most of our videos I'm wearing either a Band of Brothers shirt or my hoodie, but I
like
love
you're advertising
I
for it.
know. I love it though. I love the mission is to mentor men and bring them to a place where they can understand who they are better and serve their families better in their communities. And so this is really the opportunity I feel is such a privilege to get to go back up and work out of there, bringing this ministry, Christ Life, to leaders in the community up there.
And it's funny too, because we moved to Alaska from here in 2012.
Yeah.
And going up, we felt just like the Lord was putting on our hearts to move up there, and we just felt like, and we want to just minister to the people of Alaska. And we lived there for 8 years, and I feel like that we may have done that, but it wasn't. It was. I mean, we're on a journey of healing, so
Yeah.
we're not fully there until we are in heaven and see Jesus face to face. But
Yeah.
we were so broken before.
Yeah.
I don't know how effective we were, but now
It was every bit of that was by the mercy.
that was by the
of
mercy of God. And so now we're
man.
still on this journey of healing
Yeah.
and restoration. But
We just have a solid foundation.
yeah, I feel like
think
it's
now.
gonna be. I'm optimistic, very optimistic that it's going to be more of ministering to the people of Alaska, like we first felt the calling for.
Yeah.
So many years ago now. Gosh, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. And basically, like we look at our past 10 years of like this vague vision we had, and realize like, oh, the vision was actually to refine us and bring us to the end of ourselves, so that we can really learn to rely on Jesus more. And
Right. Not
you know,
to be
to-
independent of
yeah.
Him. Yeah.
And some people that sounds crazy, but and there was a time that I would have probably said that sounds crazy to be completely dependent, and you got to do some stuff yourself. But man, we tried, we ran hard and tried a lot, and we came to the end of ourselves, and the end of our energy, and the end of our own efforts, and realized that we were really going nowhere.
And we still are getting ourselves out of the habit of doing that.
Oh, for sure.
I've-
That's a lifelong.
I think every single day still I'm like, there's at least at one point during the day where I'm like, oh, maybe most of the day.
Yeah.
Even because there's seeds that have been sown into that independent living. And
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
not, it's not as if we have arrived at
No way.
anything. We just understand now
And
better our position in
we're
Christ.
more aware of the reasons that we choose independence over abiding with
Mhm.
Christ. And what I love about the ministry that we get to be a part of now is that, I mean, it really does teach you, like, you have nothing to prove, nothing to lose, and nothing to gain. Like, you get to live in the moment with Jesus, and whatever He wants to do, that's what He's going to do.
Right.
And it's taken the anxiety, the stress of life away. I mean, it's really remarkable. And so we are so filled with hope and newness of life that it's really like the next step is for us to be giving it away as we continue to be filled
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And we had a heart to do that in Alaska, and never really felt like that was able. I mean, Jesus used opportunities up there for sure, but it's like I look back, I'm like, why did I want to be in ministry in the first place? And this is like to bring people to this place in their life with Jesus is really
Right.
where we want to be. And
Right.
that looked different. I thought that looked like preaching every
But
Sunday.
you had to get there yourself first.
I had to get there myself, yeah,
Mhm.
and continue to to stay there and to learn to stay there.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we are actually leaving
Tonight.
technically, tonight, to head back up to Alaska, and we don't know what that looks like, but we have a route mapped out, and we have our
Negative
COVID test results.
Yeah, and our masks.
And our masks, and
we're praying that the Lord gives us that via the border agent, because they kind of get to play mini gods with people right now, that they give us 5 days to travel.
Yeah, otherwise
we don't want to go. Yeah, we don't want to go.
But Audra's towed the
Shorter than
RV before, and
I have got
she's
to
done
tow it.
awesome.
Yeah.
And so
Now I'm going to.
yeah, she'll be great if that happens to be a need.
Except for over Frosties.
Yeah, we absolutely covet prayers and have felt those who have consistently prayed for us in this whole journey, and am looking forward to being maybe just a light of hope in otherwise hopeless lives, kind of where we were at.
Yeah.
And right now that means it's going to be in Alaska, because we know a lot of people up there, and a lot of those people are hopeless, and so we want to be I guess the
Conduit.
Yeah, the conduit. So we would love continued prayers, and
Yeah. And we're going to hit the road.
that's right, we are.
Maybe we'll
Back
take
up
some
there.
video of the road.
Which is funny, because when we left Alaska to come down here, it was like in the negative 20s pretty consistently.
It was so
and
cold
then-
trying to move.
Yeah, it was brutal. And then we're leaving, and it's like record breaking here right now, 108, 107. So it's kind of
We
interesting.
get to move in both extremes.
Yeah. But our channel's going to keep going. We're going to adventure
In Alaska.
Yep, we're gonna take advantage of the things we didn't really take advantage of in Alaska before, and we're still gonna be taking an RV out and doing all those fun things as a family. Just a lot healthier version of that. So
So it will
Definitely.
be fun looking on the camera, and it'll be actual fun in real life.
yeah. Oh, yes, it will. Kids, smile. These are family photos.
I know.
Anyway, guys, thanks for your love and support, and we look forward to connecting with you more as our journey of life continues to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See you guys later.
See ya. Do you want to do a cool transition? I just maybe, I don't know. Should we just go darker? Oh, there we go.